This has been here for 4 days.
Editor applications.
I got a shipment in.
What's up, son?
Editor applications. I wanted to give an update on that. We received almost 400 submissions. Thank you so much. That many submissions of people taking up that much time, it's overwhelming and it's really, really cool. With that said, I narrowed it down to 4 people, 1% of the total applicants. And that's where we're at currently. We're gonna be bringing them in, doing interviews, second and third rounds of interviews, finding out more about them. I'm super excited. I'm really excited to meet these 4 people. I'm sure you will be too, whoever we decide on. It's an exciting little journey we're on here, so come on it with us. Oh, also, to all the people who rickrolled me, only fell for that once.
I got a shipment in. Oh, this is crazy. You're not gonna believe this. In fact, even after I show this to you, you still might not believe it. It's very real. Within these covers lie pages of an actual book that we are actually going to be releasing. I spent so long getting this done and I cannot wait to share this with you guys. Top 10 games you can play in your head by yourself. There's a notes section. Let me just say that, okay? Notes. This is the kind of book you have to go through and you're gonna want to write down notes. Crafting a dungeon experience. America, land of the free, home of the brave.
A strong truck being attacked by a 4-wheeler.
Yeah, there's some good bits in here.
What's up, son?
How you doing?
Doing all right, son. How you doing?
Instead of finding somebody that looks like the character in your game, you cast somebody. That's the modern way to do it, right? You cast somebody and then you build a character around them. So the likeness of Brett is in the game. He's doing the capture for it. Everyone's like, what are you doing with an iPhone making video games? Well, every time they show you like facial capture for a movie or like a video game, they show you this like huge rig that's bolted to you. And what the people who like rent those out don't want people to know is that same technology has been compressed into a phone by Steve Jobs.
The ghost of Steve Jobs.
The ghost of Steve Jobs from the grave coded it up for us. And emojis. Apple put like tens of millions of dollars into making it so you could like take any like crappy lighting conditions and crappy handheld stuff and get decent facial capture out of it. All of that research is way more than they put into budget-wise into those like very fancy rigs. Like they can't afford Apple level engineers to code that stuff. So Apple's is actually better. So what we do is we take the iPhone XS or the XS now I guess are the two that have it as a feature, and we use an app called FaceCap.
What is?
And for free. So the phone, when it captures it, it turns it into like 52 float values, right? Like 0 to 1 values for the different blend shapes of your face. So there's like one for like the left corner of your mouth, one for the right corner of your mouth, one for blinking, one for eyebrow up, one for other eyebrow up. So it records all that stuff, and this app just gives you that data. Once you got the data, you take that and we make the exact same blend shapes for Brett, in-game Brett, and that way he gets driven by this. It's gonna be a good game.
Hey, check it out. This is what the Earth would look like if there was no water on it. Stay tuned. Sunday, VFX artist demonstrates the thing. Comes out on Sunday. Anyway, but enough about that. I want to talk about something else that's happening that's really cool. I am giving a TED Talk. It's happening, it's official, on March 16th in Philadelphia. I am giving a TEDx Talk. Turns out this is one of the hardest things I've ever written. It's about how like CGI is used in movies these days and whether or not it's like bad or good, and I kind of explore all about that. The reason why I'm mentioning this at all is because you can go. You can come see it. So if you're in or around Philadelphia on March 16th, that Saturday afternoon, the TED Talk will take place. Nick's gonna be coming with me here. We may do some sort of meetup afterwards, so if you wanna come hang out with us, Philadelphia, details to be announced. Stay tuned. I'm very nervous.
How's it going?
It's good.
What are you working on?
Doing some testing. We're gonna be replacing our little cameras we've been using for the podcast. We've been using these little Canon Vixia's HF R800s, which is just like a consumer handy cam, but the signal it sends out isn't the strongest signal if you're going to do live capture. So this is starting to prove itself. We've got our first sponsor. Podcast numbers are very different than YouTube numbers, we've learned. In the podcast world, we're already getting up there in like percentile of performance, which for us is very different because it's a whole other world that we don't know anything about. It's starting to prove itself. We're getting good numbers, and that's because of you guys watching the podcast, listening to the podcast. Please share it with your friends. We need to, we need to keep going so that I can keep my job. We're gonna keep having great guests. There's some really cool people coming on. We hope you guys like it, and we're gonna keep improving and keep trying to do better. And that's because you guys are watching. Thank you very much.
So how does it feel to be directed to be a merch model?
It's way less stressful being on-screen talent. Every time I'm directed as opposed to being a director, it's always just like a breath of fresh air because I know how stressful it is directing. And when I can just be on screen, it's like, la-da-da-da-da, I'm just having fun. You stand here and smile at the camera. Easy. Acting is so easy. So I got some good news, guys. One of our most popular shirts is back in store. Corridor GOT with a cool Hawaiian print. And guess what? We got something new for you. Oh, look at this sweatshirt. Keeps me warm, keeps me cozy, high quality with an iridescent Corridor logo. It's pretty neat. Oh, what's this on my head? Oh, it's a Corridor hat. These are also super popular, backed by popular demand, restocked in the store just for you. But you know what? The real good news here is that this shirt is back in the store, not just because you asked for it, but because I didn't get one. And I needed one.
That's a scene, boys.
Act accordingly.
We now have our script for the Primtech video. We now need to go through and make sure with Clint that all the props and things we're about to build and make and buy are on point with the stuff that he wrote. So it's a very important part of the process. This is our buy and build list. I'm just gonna follow it here. Number 1, Steve's hut. Well, we can either do like an elevated one that's at an angle or like a lean-to.
But maybe a little longer.
Yeah,
like a little
I was
bit.
thinking like that with a little angle. A backpack, we can just source that from the studio. Are they giving us a bike still?
Yeah. This text message literally says today the bike was sent off to get power coded. Should have it back in the next couple of days, then we'll be able to assemble it. Working on the 1,000-watt motor. I can guarantee that we can deliver a custom bike next week.
Let's just have that bike be the finished bike.
Yeah.
And then we can use our current bike that we have or bamboo to like get up to that point.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Super 73. I mean, if you don't know how awesome they are already, these guys are legit. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, the last one we had a good time building out in the woods for a few days. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Just hanging out with Jarrett, J&J's, just solving problems in the woods, man. Yeah. That's how we do it.
Any more chainsaw this time around, or?
God, dude.
Yeah, I'll bust out that chainsaw. It needs a new blade. It needs a new chain.
New chain.
But
That was a really funny BTS, man. That was amazing.
What up, son? On my free time, I wrote a script, created an animatic for like a pilot animated episode for the Corridor channel. I just called it Corridor Dimensions. My goal was to animate this in Blender with their new grease pencil tool, which is like 2D animating in 3D space. 2 minutes doesn't sound long, but if you're working on it, it takes a really long time. I don't have a lot of patience for full animation. There'll be a link in the description if anybody wants to take a stab at animating it or parts of it. I would love to see that. It would be pretty cool. I also want to shout out Drew Lehman. I think that's how you say his last name. His fan art is what inspired this. Kind of based it on his style. I just saw that and I just ran with I made up a story based on that stuff. I gotta shout out that guy for sure.
How's Chopsticks going?
Chopsticks is going quite well. I have until Friday to finish the video, even though it doesn't come out till March 9th. So it kind of feels like, the tortoise and the hare. I'm so far ahead that I'm good. I'm just gonna chill. We've worked in a self-imposed deadline of Friday. I have 2 more VFX shots to do. Here I go, help Gabe move this couch with just my chopsticks. That shot took me like 5 days. Just explaining what's going on here is hurting my head. It's a clean plate tracked on to another clean plate that don't line up, and I had to line them up manually, frame by frame, and track them into the actual footage. And then I have a couch tracked in that's not real, and when I pick it up, it turns into a 3D scan of a fake couch. Ren tracked the scene, and then I had to animate the couch perfectly to the chopsticks and give it some wiggle and motion. Then I had to combine it perfectly so the 2 couches just match up perfectly, and it's a very fun VFX intensive video. It's not a flat earth video. Dude, this guy doing freaking dry earth over here.
You don't know what that is yet. It's okay. You will on Sunday.
Thank God I had Sam and Ren's help early on in the process. Getting it done this week wouldn't be possible without them.
So there's a saying about throwing stones in glass houses. We're gonna go in the camera room and we're gonna see how well people have been following the rules.
Uh-oh.
This table is absolutely under no circumstances is anything to be on the table, period.
I might be a culprit.
Hold on, don't look yet. One thing might be my fault, so we'll just...
What is this?
That's a node. Oh, that's D.
Dude, what is... This has a place. This has been here for 4 days. What is it? What is it? What is this?
I'm good. Peace.
Hold on, Sam, this is your Russian lens kit, dude.
That's mine. Someone put them there because I put them on the shelf next to the tools.
You can't get to the screws if
but I wanted to keep this on hand next to these tools. I'm just gonna take it home.
4 days this has been.
This is my penance. Here, it's done.
I'm not touching that.
Play
Dude.
with this.
You can put it up next to the wireless monitor.
What kind of freaking dingleberry leaves this wrench
Nico,
set out
font
for,
isn't the
for
same.
years?
Yeah.
Red
Wait,
meat. What?
Where are our red makes?
I saw them when I organized the place.
Maybe they're in the red media bin.
They're not in the red media bin.
Oh, you're right. All of them?
I
not in
did
the
not
case?
throw them away. I promise I didn't
hope
throw them
that
away.
they didn't get thrown away. Glass houses.
That still doesn't excuse the font, Nico. Look at this. These are perfect. What is this?
Anarchy. I think I'm mostly clear. The small HD bin was mine.
Probably Nico.
Wrenching? No, that was Sam. That was part of his lens kit. You saw his little tool right next to it.
I'm just gonna put your stuff next to my problems from now on.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this about our store yet, but items tend to sell out pretty quickly because we only order certain amounts. So if you want this sweatshirt, your highest chance of getting it. Shut up! Shut up!
Sorry.
Your chances of getting it are highest right now. So go to corridordigital.store. It'll be there waiting for you. And also these hats are there and the GOT. If you miss those, just you know what to do. See you over there.